Hi everyone, and welcome to our Youth and Children's Gathering video for March 7th, 2021. My name is Anne Ellis, and I'm the Children, Youth, and Family Minister at Mount Seymour United Church. And we're not filming at the church today. We're filming at my house because I've been a little bit under the weather this week and I'm taking a little bit of extra rest. And so we're filming at my house with my cozy owl named Hoot and my cozy blanket and getting a little extra rest. So for the video this week, you will need the following supplies. You will need to go and find yourself a Band-Aid if you've got some around. We're going to talk about healing today, and so a Band-Aid is a very good thing for healing. You'll also want to grab yourself a piece of paper. Today my piece of paper is green, but it can be any color that you like or have on hand. You'll want to get some markers, whatever colors you like, and a pair of scissors. So those are the items you will need for our activities today. You can go and grab those now, pause this video, and then we'll be ready to begin. So before anything else, let's take a few moments to breathe. Breathing helps us to settle in and settle our minds and settle our bodies for worship or for any time we need a little bit of rest. We remember that in the book of Job in the Bible, we hear these words: "The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Creator gives me life." And so as we breathe in and out, we think of our breathing as a spirit breath, the breath of God in our lungs, and the breath of the Creator filling our souls, working to heal us inside and out. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and out. And so we are ready to welcome God into our lives and into our hearts, and to welcome each other. And know that the welcome we extend in this place is as broad and as deep as we can make it. And you are welcome here if this is the first time you've ever tuned into a video with us, or if you've been watching videos from the very beginning. And you are welcome here no matter how old or how young you may be, whatever your marital status or economic background, you are welcome here. You are welcome here, whatever your sexual orientation, your gender identity, or gender expression. You are welcome here. You are welcome here if you consider yourself to be a Christian, or if you are part of another faith tradition, or if you're not a part of any religion at all and are simply curious. You are welcome here. And we welcome all who seek the ideals of justice, compassion, and peace. Now, the downside of filming a video at my house is that I have a cat desperately wanting me to let her in. So if you'll bear with me for a moment, I will let her in. Well, that was short-lived. I let her in, and she went right back out again. And we continue with the possible interruptions of cats. We take a moment now to remember that the land on which we work, live, and play is the unceded and ancestral territory of the Coast Salish people, in particular the Tsleil-Waututh, the Squamish, and the Musqueam. And we remember that they have been stewards of this land from time, immemorial, and we owe them much for their caretaking of this land. Because we're filming today in my guest room and I'm sitting on a bed with my stuffy and the blanket, I'm not going to light a candle today. I don't feel that it's safe to have a flame right now. And so instead of a candle, I am going to invite you to remember the words that Jesus said, "You, my beloveds, are lights in this world. A city on a hilltop cannot be hidden." Now, when somebody lights a lamp, they place it on a table or a desk to illumine the entire room. And you are like that illuminating light. Let your light shine everywhere you go, that you may illumine all of creation, and everyone who sees you knows God's love through your bright light. We're going to imagine we have a bright light shining within us and all around us rather than a candle today. Something that I'm greatly enjoying about this season of Lent is that we get to tell a lot of stories. We've been telling stories about things that Jesus have said and did. And again, words we say when we light a candle, that he did such wonderful things and told such amazing stories that people followed him. And again, we're going to hear another story from Jesus today. And I love stories, especially stories that begin with "once upon a time." But it's important to remember that stories don't go like this. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs, and they lived happily ever after. The end. It's a really boring story. It misses the most important part, the middle. And we know that the middle of a story is what makes it interesting. It's where the dark woods are, or the giants roam, or the wolf comes to blow the houses down of the little pigs. And often when hard things happen to really good people, and when the middle is the places where the heroes overcome things that are difficult. And that reminds me of Band-Aids. I'm pretty sure every one of you has probably had a Band-Aid put somewhere on you at some point in your life. You might have one even right now, on an elbow or a knee, or I don't know, on your face or on your head. Okay, well, it would be pretty hard to put a Band-Aid on your tongue, I think. But whenever we get a scrape or we get, I don't know, a boo-boo, it always feels a little bit better to get one of these, don't you think? A Band-Aid often makes things feel better. And it's especially great when a loved one helps us to put it on. And it feels really good when we can put them on ourselves as well. And sometimes we wear our Band-Aids even longer than maybe we need to. And maybe there's a reason why we need that. A bandage tells a story. A Band-Aid lets everybody know that you've been hurt and that the hurt didn't keep you down. The Band-Aid tells the world, I've been through something painful and I've gotten better. Haven't you ever seen somebody with a bandage or a cast on their arm and been able to say, like, what happened to you? And they're like, this is what happened to me, and now I'm better. That's a really powerful thing to be able to say to somebody, I was hurt and now I'm better. And stories are powerful. Stories like that are especially powerful. And the Bible is full of stories of people overcoming hard challenges. And I'm going to share another story today about that from the Bible, about Jesus helping people to heal. Now, you might remember from last week's video the story of Jesus healing a person who had a skin disease. And we talked about how back in Jesus's time, people didn't understand about diseases and bacteria and viruses and infections. And so people that had skin illnesses or skin diseases were, people thought there was something wrong with them, that they'd done something bad. But we know that that's not true. And we don't think that about a person who has an illness. We just want them to get better. In today's story, we're going to hear about two people who are blind and they want Jesus to heal them. And we're going to hear about somebody who is said to be possessed by a demon. And we'll get to the demon in a minute. But first, it's really important to understand that back in Jesus' time, people didn't understand impairments in the way that we do now. There's nothing wrong with being blind or deaf or having some other physical impairment or a mental impairment that, makes you different. Being different isn't wrong. There isn't something bad. It's not something that needs to be healed in a way that a blind person needs to be able to see. Like, no, that's not how it works. But a lot of people then, and even some people now, think that being different is wrong somehow. And that makes people who are different, who do have impairments, feel shame and sadness. So when we hear this story about Jesus healing a blind person, I want us to imagine that this person doesn't have something changed about their physical sight, but rather they found within themselves and with Jesus compassion for their differences and confidence to be their authentic selves, to be who they are as a person with an impairment, as being as equal and as valid and as important as everybody else in the world. And we can also imagine that the people around them were able to see, here's my cat Nimbus, the people around them were able to see that being blind isn't something that's wrong. It's just different. And that's okay. Okay, well, now we're going to talk about demons for a minute. Again, back in Jesus' time, when people had an illness in their brain, an illness in their mind, like, say, anxiety or depression or something like that, the people thought that maybe they had a demon inside them, which we know now is just silly. People who have an illness in their brain, they don't have demons. And some people back then made the people who had illnesses in their minds live far away. They made them go away from the rest of the community and made them live by themselves because they were afraid that maybe the demons would come and possess them. And we know that that's not true. We know that people who have mental illnesses don't have demons. So we're going to try to also imagine in this story when it talks about the demons being cast out, that it means Jesus showed people how to love and care for a person who is struggling. And they saw the person as a whole human being, not someone with a demon or someone that had something wrong with them, because they were just struggling with an illness. So I think we can remember those things. And now we're going to tell the story. As Jesus walked, two unseeing people followed him, and they cried loudly, "Have mercy on us, Son of David!" And he entered a house, and the two followed him. And Jesus said to them, "Do you believe I am able to do this?" And they said to him, "Yes, Lord." And then he touched their eyes and said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." And their eyes were opened. Then Jesus sternly ordered them, "See that no one knows of this." But they went away, and they spread the news about him through the district to everyone. And then after they had gone away, a demoniac who was mute was brought to Jesus. And when the demon was cast out, and the one who had been mute spoke, the crowds were amazed, and they said, "Never has anything like this been seen in Israel." And that is from the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verses 27 to 33. The end. So I wonder what Jesus wants us to know about himself from this story. And I wonder what we can know about God from this story. And I wonder what other ways we can experience healing. Sometimes we're hurt in ways that aren't easy to see, that you can't put a Band-Aid on. Like the people in the Bible story were hurting in ways that we couldn't see and the other people couldn't see. This week I've had a really bad headache and I've been at home resting, and it's hard because you can't see where my head hurts. I can't put a Band-Aid on it. And sometimes our feelings are hurt, perhaps by words that somebody has said or by something that's happened to us that makes us feel anxious or sad or scared or angry. And it's really hard to put a Band-Aid on those types of hurts as well. But just because you can't see the hurt doesn't make them any less real or important. They are. They're very important. And one of the best ways that we can heal those sorts of hurts is to share our feelings with somebody who loves us and whom we trust. The people in the story, they trusted Jesus, and he in turn loved them and supported them and helped them. And that's part of how they were able to heal. Sharing how we feel can often make us feel better. Telling a parent or a grandparent or a teacher or even me, if you wanted, that you were feeling bad about something, or you were afraid, or you were scared, or you were angry, I'll always listen. I'll always try and help you feel better. That can really help us to feel better when the hurt is inside and we can't put a band-aid on it. So for our activity today, you're going to need a piece of paper, like I said earlier, some colored markers, whatever color you like, and some scissors, and the piece of paper can be whatever color you like. So go and grab those things now if you need to, and we'll be ready to begin. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a mask, sort of. We're going to take this piece of paper and we're going to fold it in half, like this. Okay? I believe we call this the hamburger style. Okay. Now, a lot of you probably already know how to take a piece of paper like this and cut out a heart shape. So if you want to draw the half heart shape on your paper, you can do so, just like going like this. Like that. Right? Or you can just cut it out, because I know some of you probably can just do that without having to draw it first. So we're going to make a paper heart. That's what we're starting with. Okay? So here's my paper heart. Now I'm going to keep it folded in half for a moment. And I'm actually going to fold it again so that the round bit here meets up with this fold here. Like that. See? And I'm going to draw on here a kind of a half oval shape, or like a half, I mean, I guess it's almost, okay, we're making eyes, so like a half an eye shape, like that. Wait, can you see? Yeah, that, like that. So that when I cut the shape out, fingers crossed, we have two eyes in our mask. I didn't pre-test this. Usually I pre-test the crafts before I, film them, but I just went with it. Hey, look at that. It kind of worked. Okay, but I mean, they're pretty wide. I can't actually use this mask to see, but that's okay, because this isn't really a mask for seeing with our eyes. This is a mask for seeing with the eyes of our hearts. There's this really beautiful song. I'm going to link it in the end of this video and in the description below, and I invite you to go and listen to this song called "Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord." And I think that that song really speaks to today's story about Jesus healing the blind, not making it so a person who's physically blind able to see, because being blind is just a part of who a person is, but us being able to see with our hearts and see the differences in people as really good things, and not something that needs to be changed. And so this is to represent, open the eyes of my heart. And so now you can take your markers and you can write this prayer. It's also the words to the song. Open the eyes of my heart. Lord. Just like this. And that's a prayer that we can say, and it's a song that we could sing. And I think it's a really beautiful way of understanding this story. So we're going to close today with a prayer. A couple weeks ago, we started learning an action prayer, and we're going to practice that again today. So I'm going to do it through once, and you can follow along and do the actions, and then we'll do it one more time so that we can have a little bit of practice. Okay, so we start with loving God. We come to you with hearts, hands, minds, souls, in need of your healing touch. Heal us from the inside out. So that we may reach out to help heal your world. Amen. Let's do that one more time. Loving God, we come to you with hearts, hands, minds, and souls in need of your healing touch. Heal us from the inside out. So that we may reach out and heal the world. Amen. So thank you so much for being with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our next video. And I would like to remind you to go and visit our wish tree and leave a wish for whatever it is you would like to wish for this year. And if you can't come by our church to leave a wish on our wish tree, there is an email that you can email the tree, and we will add your wish to the tree for you. And I'll put that email at the end of this video and in the description below. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Relentless Church, wherever you are, I need you to put your hands on it like this. Come on. Yep. Everybody clap like this, y'all. Like this, y'all. We want to see you. Yeah, Lord. So open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Just open the eyes of my heart, 'cause I want to see you. Say I want to see Just open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, 'cause I wanna see you. That's our heart today. I wanna see you. Wherever you are, let's raise it together. Come on, say it.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
Open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart.
I wanna see. Come on, if you want to see him in the midst of the noise, in the midst of the chaos.
I wanna see.
Come on, just ask him today. Oh, 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 say open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
I wanna see it like you see.
Open the eyes of my heart.
I wanna see you, oh God. Say I wanna see you. Let's go. To see you.
To see you high and lifted up,
Shining in the light.
shining in the light of your glory.
Just pour out,
Pour
oh
out your
God.
power and love
As we
as
sing
we
you.
sing, holy, holy.
He's a holy God. To see you
High and lifted up,
shining in the light
shining
of
in
your
the
glory.
light of your glory.
This nation, we need you to
Pour
pour.
out your
This
power
world
and
needs you to
love
pour,
as
God.
we sing, holy, holy,
Let's
holy.
do it again. Put your hands on. Come on. Woo. Come on, wherever you are, clap those hands. If you want to see him, everybody clap, clap, clap your heart's desire, God. We just want you and only you. All over the world, let's sing it together. Say, open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
We want your perspective, God. Give us your perspective.
Open the eyes of my heart.
Oh, I want to see you. For my family, I need to see you. For my business, God, I need to see you. Come on. Say, open the eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
Give us heaven's view today.
Open the eyes of my
Say, I
heart.
want to see you, oh God. Oh, say, I want to see you. We got to go to see you.
To see you high and lifted up,
Shining in the light,
shining
yeah.
in the light of your
Come on, just ask him today. Pour out.
Pour out
God, pour out your power in our homes, God. We want your power in our homes today, Jesus. Come on, say it again. To see you.
high and lifted up,
Oh, shining in the light,
shining
yeah.
in the light of your glory.
God, we need you to pour. As we say, come on, one more time. Stay right there. Ask him today to see you.
High and lifted up,
Shining in the light of your glory.
shining in the light of your
This is our heart's desire. God, we need you to pour. This nation needs you to pour. Your church needs you to pour.
glory. Sing
Holy, holy, holy. As we say, holy, holy. God, we cry out as we say. We agree with the angels today as we say. Oh, as we sing, oh God. Holy, holy. So open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Just open the eyes of my heart. 'Cause I need like never before. Oh, I need to see you. Our prayer today is that you would open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, 'cause I wanna see you. Stay right there. I wanna see you. Come on, in your homes, tell them, I wanna see you. The hope of glory, I wanna see you. Jehovah Jireh, I wanna see you. Come on, talk to him.
I wanna see you.
Say, I wanna see.
I wanna see you.
You're what we want, oh God, and I wanna see.
See you.
Say, I wanna see you.
See you.
Give us us your view today. Give us your perspective today. Help us to see through your lens today, oh God. Help us to see that everything is gonna be alright. And I wanna see you. I wanna, oh God, say I wanna see you. Lift those hands right here. Say I wanna
see.